Purchase whole islands. Play with luxury toys. Concentrate on yourself and improve your skills. Real-life-based work and contract systems will help you gain a stable income. Service equipment with vehicles and work privileges are at your disposal. Find a suitable job. Make private contracts with other players.
Let me tell you about one of the biggest video game scam ever that had its developers almost ran away with a lot of people's hard-earned money. And also why a game like this need to actually happen someday. Let's start from the beginning. Literally 1 year ago in June, a new open world RPG life simulator game was announced out of nowhere, with a reveal trailer and blew literally everyone's mind. And with its reasons, this was looking to be one of the most ambitious video game of all time. This project and its developers promised everything we've dreamed of out of a life simulator game. Not only could you be a bandit living your own life robbing banks, stores, have your own house, grow weed, have your own stolen cars and such, but you could also be a normal citizen, opening your own little market or company. Choices varied from gas station owners, factory owner with your own product, construction workers which would build players' houses, and even a mayor of the city. The jobs would expand more and more as players built the city itself. Raw, as the game was called, had you and other players start off in a raw, empty open world, and you had to build everything from the ground up. That is where your story began. With this description of a game, you'd imagine a lot of people, including me, would be thrilled to see Raw come to life. Before everything became apparent of the scam, the reveal trailer shared on multiple YouTube channels already had millions of views, and hundreds of thousands of dollars already pledged on its Kickstarter, surpassing way more than what they asked for. Raw was clearly striking a sweet spot with players, as it is a game we always wanted but never truly got, even to this day. Raw was the first project by the developers Killer Whale Games, and it was a big one. From the construction of the cities to the taxation of players' earnings, Raw promised a gameplay portrayal as realistic and accurate as possible, including parking fees, the need to refuel your vehicles, and the need to build gas stations and car lots in the first place. Each player could also purchase a piece of land anywhere on the island, wherever he liked. There are 3 types of land plots: for residential real estate, for commercial real estate, and for production. There you could build your own house in the middle of nowhere, or simply a new company where online players work for you. Now, of course, you could decide to be just a bandit, which most players would have chosen. If you had access to a weapon, which would have been difficult in the beginning, then from there you can literally start building your own empire. Each player that's killed by a bandit would have to start over everything, so of course they would need to cooperate. Then you'd have the police force, which is also played by online people. Any MMORPG is a huge challenge to develop, but the vast scope of Raw's proposed systems, coupled with the small size of Killer Whale's development team, had already worried some players after its reveal trailer. How can a small indie team be able to create something so ambitious like this, and that no other developers even tried yet? Not even Rockstar Games or CD Projekt Red, for example, which in my opinion are the 2 biggest and most talented companies out there. Raw looked too good to be true. While many of the game's main systems are fully realized in text form, there wasn't any gameplay videos of these proposed functions released, except for one really random demonstration of vehicle driving and mechanics. This lack of tangible evidence had begun to make some baggers uneasy about the situation. Had they paid for absolutely nothing? A lot of people and content creators talked about how a game like this is impossible to make, even with today's technology, and it's true. You cannot replicate the many little details of real life in the jobs form, the taxes, or even the government, and so on. It's just way too complicated. Rockstar Games could get to the 10% of a life simulator game, but that's about it. Raw's Kickstarter had raised almost $200,000 before it was ultimately cancelled cancelled by Kickstarter itself, 2 days before the end of it. Kickstarter required projects to be honest and clearly presented, and this project failed to meet that standard. Killer Whale Games hadn't shown any proof of the game actually existing during the campaign, and kept delaying the so-called gameplay demo. That gameplay was of course never shared or talked about anymore, since all their fundings had been erased in an instant. They almost got away with $200,000 in their pockets by fooling people with this trailer. What's even more funny is that Raw's official trailer looks a lot like a GTA 5 cinematic video, which is exactly what you can find on the YouTube channel of the person who created the trailer. This person had been using plenty of Unity Store assets, including the worlds and the building itself, to create a cinematic trailer for a fake game. Overall, I am still very skeptical about a company ever creating a game like this, and would definitely require many years of work. I'm hoping an already well-established company can have the courage to create something as massive as this one day. They could release something like 10% of what a real-life simulator is, and expand on it throughout the years after. I'm sure a lot of people will be really interested in something like this. Make sure you guys let me know if you would be, and as always, drop a like on this video if you'd like to see more videos on this kind of subject, and subscribe to stay tuned. Thanks to Jigglyboy for being a master member on the channel. You can become a survivor member for 99 cents only. It'll support me and the channel as a whole. Thanks for watching.